In this video, I'll show you why customer success managers are an absolute necessity for B2B SaaS companies. I'll even show you how plugging a CSM into your business will boost your revenue by 20 to 30% without spending $1 more on ads. Stay to the end and you'll get the ultimate guide to how to get a CSM into your business in less than 3 weeks. Let's get into it. So the reality for B2B SaaS is just getting harder to get more customers. Now, yeah, it's getting more expensive, but I think the real driver is actually trust issues. People have trust issues on the internet, which means you have to show them more ads and do more personalized lead magnets, and all that extra effort means more cost, which is why it's getting more expensive. Now, there's also an uncertain economy right now, which means that people are just less likely to buy. And so all in, you're going to have to spend a lot more money to acquire more customers. Now, you have essentially two options, right? One is to keep spending more money to acquire more customers. Or option two is you look at your current customer base and try to make more money per customer. Now, what's the difference here? Option one, it's more expensive to acquire and you need to fight that whole trust issue. And option two, there's no customer acquisition cost. You've already acquired them. But there's also already trust built. And so you don't have to overcome that trust barrier. And I think a lot of people miss out on option two, which is how do we get more money and help more our current customers? And so that's what we're doing today. In business, it comes down to a pretty simple thing, which I call the LTV to CAC ratio. Sounds fancy, but all that is your business thrives if you can make more money than it costs you to acquire and deliver to that customer. How do we do that? Well, there's two ways to make more money compared to how much it costs us to get that customer. One is increase the amount of money we make per customer, which that's where CSMs come in, and reduce the acquisition costs, reduce the costs that it is for us to get that customer. Again, using our current customer base, CSMs again. Rough outline, if you know these numbers for you, we say, hey, anything over 4x, if you make 4x the amount of money it costs you, that's good. I look for 10 over 10x, but if you're anywhere in that range, like you're in a good spot. Okay, so today we're gonna cover three things. One is, if you put a CSM into your business, what can you expect? Like, why are we doing this? What are the benefits? Two is, how do we do this? How do we plug a CSM into your business? And then three is kind of a hack that I have to have amazing quality CSMs while also making it affordable and so you can actually get a strong ROI. Let's get into it. So we're gonna get into 4 outcomes and benefits that CSMs have when we plug a CSM into your business. Now, the first one we're gonna focus on is retention. So when you first started the business and you had a few customers, remember how you were able to take care of all of your customers so well? And it's because you can focus on them. There's only a few of them. Now, as your business scales, you can't handle the supporting all those customers. And so you're that white glove service that you provided to your first few customers, it's a little harder to know when they need things and be able to offer them support that enables them to stay longer. This is where the CSM comes in. And so CSM comes in and gets to know your customers so well that they know when they need help and they can help them. And that help enables them to stay 20 to 30% longer. Now, if you're getting paid on a monthly basis, that means that's 20 to 30% more revenue. And if you're making at least $1 million ARR, that translates to $250,000 in added revenue. Now, in addition to not just retention, but also more upsells and cross sells. So if your CSM is supporting them, the retention side, but then also knows their pain, knows what they need. A customer may not come and ask you they might not know all of your offers, or they may not know they have a problem to be solved. But when working with a CSM, the CSM can identify that pain and then offer them a solution, which in your case for you, if you have the solution, it's an upsell and a cross sell. So you're gonna make more money on what a CSM can offer your customers. Or three, not only that, but reviews. Now, if you're doing it right, you probably have reviews automated into your process somehow. That's great. Now, this is a hot take of mine. There's certain types of reviews that are going to be way more converting than others. And those reviews are harder, if not impossible, to automate, right? So as an example, one of my favorites is the interview style review, where you get your customer on the phone, they talk about on Zoom, and you talk about kind of what was their life before your tool, what are some experience they had with it, and what are the outcomes they've gotten because of it. And that conversation is just so custom, it's hard to fake. And so in a world where there's just not enough trust, a review like that where it's a one-on-one conversation is going to be amazing for conversion. And you can't do that at scale, but a CSM can. Now, number 4 is referrals. And so, again, remember back to the beginning where you had this white glove support, you started to scale, you can't give that white glove support to everyone, and so the quality of your support starts to drop a little bit. In this world now, you're scaling your support so more people have better quality, which means part 1 is the white glove support, part 2 is the word of mouth, where people tell their friends because it was an amazing experience, which gets you new business, which enables you to give more folks white glove support, which is more word of mouth, etc. And that's where the flywheel comes in. Okay, so what's the challenge here? The challenge is that you invest money up front before you see a result, and you don't know when you're going to see that result exactly. Estimated, say 3-6 months at the latest, but that's a lot of money to invest up front if you don't know when you're going to get the results. And so especially if in the US you hire a CSM, it's going to be $8,000 a month per CSM. That's a hefty investment to invest up front if you're hiring 3, 4, 5, etc. Now, on the other hand, if you hire in Latin America, that's going to be $2,000 a CSM, right? So that's a fourth the cost of a CSM in the US, which means that you can scale your team much faster. So if you needed 4 CSMs, that's the cost of 1 in the US. And the crazy thing is that it's the same quality. So why am I talking about Latin American talent? Quick backstory, I'm a CMO, and so I've got agency SaaS and e-com clients ranging from I've one at 6 million, one at 12, and one nearing 100. Now, I would take growth plans and put them in the businesses, and my clients would say, great, Brian, thank you, but who's going to run them? And so I went overseas and found CSMs in different areas. And I found through that Latin America for us was the best fit. And so since I was doing that so often, I also now help scale businesses using Latin American CSMs. And so anyway, with that backstory, we've hired now 93 people in Latin America, and I made this guide based on those best practices that you can have for free. So click the link in the description if you would like the ultimate guide to hiring in Latin America. And if you're sick of doing this yourself, there's a button below if you're ready to chat and we can do it for you. Cheers.